This is my 1995 BMW E34. She's a manual, she's a V8, and she's a touring. This is my 1995 BMW E34. It's a touring, it's a manual, it's a V8, and it's an Orient Blue. I've owned the car for, it must be about 5 years now. Put it into storage. I've now got it out again, and the plan is to restore it and bring it back to life. It went into storage halfway through restoration and paint, so I need to get back on with that. Most of the parts should be in the car. After being in a barn for 5 years, it needs a full service, a deep clean and sort out. It's got rust, it needs paint, and the rear self-leveling hydraulic suspension has collapsed. Since the last video, getting it out of the barn, I've had to get the tailgate and the rear arch painted on the basis that they were only in primer, and primer is porous. I didn't want it to rust any more than it was. So my next job for the car is to build up the tailgate. I need to put the lights in. I've got badges. I've got new struts for the tailgate, as this one's fallen off. The glass is a separate piece from the tailgate, so there's 2 latches for that. These cars from factory, with it being a V8 and a touring, come with self-leveling suspension. The self-leveling suspension moves up and down depending on the weight that's in the back of the car. The hydraulic oil is running off the power steering pump at the moment, but with it leaking, I've looped the feed and return from the engine bay so that the oil circulates there. The rear struts are therefore redundant, and it's like riding on rocks basically. It's hard and it's not comfortable. I've purchased some saloon struts which have no oil feed. It's a spring over shock setup. Half of the forums say they'll fit, the other half say they won't fit. I'll find out, I suppose. The car overall is in fairly good condition. The interior is okay. It's got a bit of wear on the front seat. It's got some watermarks on the rear seat. But overall, it's going to be a fun project. As this car was in storage for, I think it was 3 or 4 years, I'm going to need to put an MOT on it, get it on the road safely, and to do that, I'm going to give it a full service. I'm going to sort the self-leveling suspension out, check for any general leaks. I need to sort the rear tailgate out. I need to put the lights in, the badges, the buttons. Obviously, once it's on the road, once it's MOT'd, I'm going to put some new wheels on it, most likely change the suspension. With it being a V8, it currently sounds like a sewing machine. That's going to need to be sorted. It does run. My first job for the car is going to be to put these new struts that I purchased on the tailgate. Not long ago, the existing strut here popped off. The pin that it sits on there popped off and slid under. So as I then lifted the tailgate up and down, the rod got caught under that and bent. So I've got some new ones. I'm going to put some on because holding it is an absolute pain. What I've had to do is, this is obviously the original strut, and my plan was to take this piece off and swap it with this bit on the new one. And they are the same part number, but it doesn't fit. So I can't use them. I'll have to put it back on the original strut. Yes, this did get bent. I've bent it back as best I could. I've got this, which is going to be a replacement for the, I don't know if you can see that, the pin that's already in there. It's rounded, so, well, it will be rounded because it's round, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to take the existing pin out, swap it for that one, and hope that this all goes back together nicely. After half an hour of mucking about, getting that out, that is out. I've put in the new one, put the strut back on, and it works. Click, click. I wasn't able to film putting this back on. It was going to be a real pain holding the camera with one hand and doing that with the other. But I will show you putting in these bump stops. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Keep an eye out for the next one where we finish the project off. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.